Hello, this video is going to provide an introduction to Blackboard Collaborate. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to create a room within Blackboard Collaborate for your class. So you're going to select the Blackboard Collaborate tab on the left-hand side, and in the top right-hand corner, choose Create Session. Here, the only thing you'll have to fill out is the name. I usually recommend doing the name of the course, followed by something like Virtual Meeting Room. You do not have to worry about the start and end time, as it is open the entire semester. You will have to repeat this process each term, as the session itself, along with the recordings within this actual Collaborate interface, do not carry with you from term to term. If you do wish to save your recordings, I will show you later how to take those recording links and move them into the modules area so they will be recognized by the Canvas import feature. But here you're just going to go ahead and click on Create Session. And now you'll see some details. So you have the participant and moderator dial-in. These numbers can be used to connect to the session. Both yourself and the students can access this information at any time within the room. Here, the guest link is what you can copy and send to a guest speaker, someone who does not have access to your Canvas course or MyStevens credentials. In order to join the room, all you'd have to do is select Join. This is going to open up in a new tab and ask you if you'd like to open Java. The number one problem that we run into is that instructors or students do not have an up-to-date version of Java on their computers. Usually your browser will let you know. I always recommend, if you're having trouble, to log into a different browser. So if you're using Firefox, switch to Chrome, because they usually speak to us differently to let us know what's going on. Once you've updated your Java, if you're still having problems, you can feel free to submit a service desk ticket or email us at webcampus@stevens.edu. But here I'm going to select OK. Then you're going to receive several pop-ups asking you if you'd like to run Collaborate, which you'll select Run. You'll also get a pop-up asking what connection speed you're using. I've already selected it prior, so you won't see it here, but I am running on wireless. So I chose wireless, and then it will let me enter the room. Upon entering, you'll receive a recording reminder. You can X that out, as you can record at any time. The first order of business is to load the content. Now you'll see this Load Content button here. This is only good for PowerPoint slides. Just to show you, there is the application sharing icon. This mode will allow you to share anything on your computer, any kind of software or other documents. And then here is the web tour. This will let you share websites, and I go over both of these in detail in another video within our knowledge base about application sharing and web tour. So please feel free to check those out to get more details. But for this session, we're just going to go ahead and click on Load Content to open up a PowerPoint. So I just selected a PowerPoint off of my desktop. What it's going to do is open up that file, and it's going to look like it's stripping the content. All it's doing is just creating images that it's going to transport into the whiteboard space. So now you'll see a process bar that will let you know that it's almost complete. So now that the slides are loaded, you'll get this pop-up, and you can just go ahead and X out this pop-up. It's just showing you the images of your slides. And here you can just use these arrows to toggle back and forth through your presentation. And the students will follow along with you as you proceed through your presentation. Since this is the whiteboard space, you have whiteboard tools on the left-hand side. If I go ahead and right-click on any of these, it will provide more options. I'm going to select one of the pointers. If you hover over the whiteboard space, they will not see it, but if you do click once, it will create a stamp, and then they will be able to see that. So it makes it a little bit more interactive for them. And you have other options for here as well, such as the pen and the highlighter tool, which you can feel free to change the color of the pen along with the size. And you can write on the board as well. You can clear these at any time by just selecting Clear Page at the top. And this will reset your screen. So now that the content is loaded, we're going to want to set up our audio. We're going to turn our attention to the left-hand side and select this Audio Setup Wizard at the top. You're going to go through these prompts to make sure that your speaker and microphone are set up. It is preferred to use your computer's audio, and on top of that, even use a headset. So if you have a headset, you'd plug that in and then start this Setup Wizard. Go through the prompts and select the options to make sure that you can both speak and hear well. Once that is complete, you'll just hit the Talk button, and then it will show you a blue microphone indicating that your mic is on, as well as this bar showing how high my volume is. If you wish to dial in, I'm just going to go ahead and mute myself again. You can click on the telephone icon, and as I mentioned, you can get those dial-in numbers at any time. Here they are again, and the participant would be for the students. So you can send them that if they'd like to join in by calling in on their phones, but please note this is not an 800 number. So it would depend on what phone you're using and if there's unlimited minutes. So now I'm going to go and click on the talk again because I'm preferring to use my computer's audio for the session. I see the students are in the room, so you can go ahead and ask them if they can hear you okay, and they'll use this checkbox, and they can select yes, and you'll get a poll to see if they can hear you. As long as one person can hear you, then you're good. The other students might want to run the audio setup wizard. You can clear out the poll results at any time by selecting clear. Just to show you, you have emojis here that you can click on that will appear next to your name in the participant panel. You can also click on the away to let students know that you've stepped away, and then once again that you've returned. The raise hand icon will show a number, meaning that who has raised their hand first. And you can also change this polling option in the participants menu. If you click on polling type, you can select a different option, let's say A through C. And now that check mark is now an A. And if you embed slides into your presentation and ask them questions, they can feel free to click on these options, and then you'll receive different responses from the group. You can even choose this options menu and click on Publish Responses to Whiteboard, and it will provide a neat graph that you can use to talk about with the class to show what the averages were. Here are the permissions for the class, so if you would like to remove any permissions, let's say when you hover over them, this shows audio, so if you wanted to mute the entire class, you can just click on that once and it will mute the entire class. Perhaps you'd like to remove the video option, so you would do that as well. If you'd like to mute an individual person, you just hover over their name and you could just click on the microphone for that person. Perhaps they have feedback on their mic. If you want to give a person presenter access at any time, let's say if they're giving a presentation and you'd like to give them the opportunity to move forward through their own slides, you can just click on this options menu and select Give Moderator Privileges. And on this same menu, you can click on Take Away Moderator Privileges. There's more options within the participants panel, such as creating breakout rooms, and I go over that during the chat and participant panel video within the knowledge base. For video, you can go ahead and just click on it once, and it will access your computer's video. If you'd like to plug in a webcam, all you'd have to do is just click on this options menu and select camera settings, and then choose your camera that you just plugged in from these options. Click apply, OK, and then once you hit the video again, it will now show or project the new camera that you've plugged in. If you are going to use camera or video during your session, I would recommend one thing. When you log in, click on this options menu and select Make Video Follow Moderator Focus. So select that because it will help you keep the primary image, because sometimes students can actually steal that away. If they speak, then your image will get very small and theirs will be the main. So now everything is set up, so you would just click on the record option, select OK.
Recording started.
You'll receive a prompt that the recording has started. You would just go through your presentation, click on it again to stop.
Recording stopped.
All you have to do is just exit the room at this point. You do not need to save anything, as long as you stop the recording, it will appear within your course about 2 to 3 times the length of the recording itself. So if the recording was 2 hours, it will take about 6 hours for it to appear in your Canvas course shell. And let's move to that screen next. So within the tab, you're going to click on Recordings, and here you'll see all of the recordings available to you. It will give you the name of the room along with the date. There is a second icon here that is the MP4 option. By default, you'll only have Collaborate, and what I mean by that is it's going to open up as a Collaborate file that needs to run with Java. It will have the same exact screen and interface, so you'll have the audio, video panel, participant panel, chat, content, and voiceover. If you would like an MP4, you can convert them. The students will have access to this as well, so they will be able to download your recordings. That's something that you might want or not want. But how you do that is you just click on one of these and you just select Start Conversion. you're going to receive an error message, which is just a glitch with Canvas. If you log back into your course within a few hours, you should see that second icon there, meaning that the MP4 is now available. If you do not see that, please feel free to contact us so we can look into it further. Now, students have access to this area, so they will see the recordings, but if you wanted to pull those recording links into the modules area, all you have to do is just click on the recording itself, select play. From here, you're just going to X out this pop-up and just go ahead and copy this link that appears. We're going to navigate back to the modules area, and we're going to click on the plus sign for the week we want to put it in. From the drop-down, we'll select external URL. I'm going to paste the URL and then give it a name. Let's say Lecture 1 Recording. I like to open in a new tab, and I'm going to choose Add Item. This will put it at the bottom of my list in gray. I want to publish that item for students. Now, when you click on it, it will ask to open in a new window like I had wanted, and now they can just open with Java, just like they would if they had gone to that interface. You can watch more about this recordings option within our recordings video within the knowledge base. So just to go over one more item within Collaborate is team rooms. So some instructors would like to have teams give presentations and they want the teams to see each other's recordings. So how you would do that is just the same process, create session. You're going to give the team a room name. So let's say Team A virtual meeting room or group presentation. The only difference that you're going to do is actually click on the Options tab and select Everyone is a Moderator. I'm going to scroll down and just click Create Session. As you can see, there's no way to really assign students to a room. They're just going to have to know that they're in Team A and they're going to go to the Team A meeting room. And they're most likely going to set up a meeting with their teammates to join and record at the same time. Once they record, the recordings will also show up in the Recordings tab, and there is a video that we've created on how to be a team presenter or how to give a group presentation on the students' end so they can see what it's like to use Blackboard Collaborate as a moderator. This concludes the video. Thank you for watching.